This clip of the Texas Bucket List is brought to you by Spirit of Texas Bank, Slovacek Sausage, Germania Insurance, We Rent It, and RV Source. Howdy, and welcome back to the Texas Bucket List. Next up, we head to San Marcos for the Sacred Springs Powwow, an annual event that brings people from all over the state to celebrate the native people that have lived here for thousands of years. In the first part of October, people with a tribal connection to Texas, along with those interested in our Native Americans' past, descend upon San Marcos to celebrate the way of life way before Columbus sailed across the Atlantic.
Of all our sacred sites, this is our most sacred site. To us, this is our Garden of Eden.
Dr. Mario Garza starts the Sacred Springs Powwow with a prayer. Next to one of the most important sites in Native American culture.
We have been coming here to this area doing praying and doing ceremonies for quite a while because we consider this our birth site. We believe that this is where we came out into this plane.
What most of us remember as Ocarina Springs actually has more history to it than that. Before the swimming pig and mermaids of the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, this site was one of the most important to the native tribes and people who have been coming here for nearly 20,000 years.
According to our creation story, this is where we originated. We were created in the underworld, we followed the deer, and then we came out here at the springs. That's why we call it the Sacred Springs.
To celebrate the spring being restored to its natural state, the Indigenous Cultures Institute decided to throw a big old party.
To see the dancers, to hear the drum, and because I feel it wakes a lot of the spirits in this area and they come out and dance with us. And of course, I love the food.
The Sacred Springs Powwow has only been around a few years, but each year gets bigger and more tribes come to celebrate from all over the country and world.
It's not about being an American, it's not about being Canadian or anything, it's about being a human being. And so we come together and celebrate with our human family.
We know the non-native people to know that we're still around. And we want them to know not only that we're still around, but that we still practice our culture and our heritage.
It's a good thing. It's part of my heritage, so I'd like to learn about it.
They see these great dancers and they're just like, Halloween? I was like, no. This is what they used to do every day, to celebrate stuff.
The perpetual beat of the drums, ceaseless dancing, and rhythmic chanting are thrilling to watch and helps you to imagine what the Lone Star State was like well before it was called Texas. As you look around at this proud community, you start to notice something even deeper. Another part of their past these people embrace. Despite the history and conflicts between Native Americans and the settlers who expanded west, patriotism is strong here.
When I was in Vietnam, 1%, Native people were 1% of the total population in the United States, but we were 2% of the soldiers in Vietnam.
Dr. Garza served 2 tours in Vietnam.
Native people has always honored veterans, and Native people, part of our culture is to protect our family. And then, that translates into protecting our land, protecting our country. We had to defend ourselves against, what became the United States government. And now we serve in the armed forces for that government. It's just part of, protecting the family, protecting the country, so we would not have somebody come and invade us again.
In a sense, the Sacred Springs Powwow is layered with a multitude of celebrations. From remembering the ancient people who used this spring to sustain life, to the generations of tribes who roamed the prairies we now call Texas, and honoring today's Native Americans who serve the country we call home.
It's an experience that they have to experience to know what it feels like, because everybody's going to experience it differently.
I think to make people more aware of the indigenous culture that we have here, and just to bring the culture to them, to show them, like, you know, that Native American people are still very important, and they have a lot of culture that not a lot of people know about.
A powwow brings all of us together, all of the different nations and cultures and experiences, and we come together and we have ceremony and pray and get connected with our ancestors and get connected with our descendants, and it's a family reunion.
A lot of Indian cultures are here, and I think it'd be neat for everybody to explore this culture, because I think it's really cool, honestly.
We need for our culture to continue and our heritage and all that stuff. So we work with kids and try to tell and teach them about our contributions, about our history, about our culture, and what it means to be an indigenous person.